You can do a fourth one where you're sitting on the ball, a shoulder press. So we've done ones for lying down. Sitting now reproduces what happens when you're working in the office or driving in your car. So when you're sitting on the ball, again, you want to make sure the hips are slightly higher than your knees. Legs wide apart is easy. Coming in narrow is harder. Don't lock your foot in. That's what we call cheating. So we don't do that. Have your feet out from the side so the ball is free to move. You want to control the ball. So again, you're going to be sitting upright and straight. Keep yourself in good posture. And you can do a shoulder press. So you're going to come up and down. Doing 30 of these together first. Just like we did with the chest press. You're doing 30. After you get done doing 30, what you'll then do is keep one arm up and then begin to alternate between those positions. Again, try and do 3 sets of 30. You can bring your legs in to control the ball more. Okay? And again, you don't want the ball to move. And when you can do 3 sets of 30 with your arms together and the ball not moving, you can make the leg wider and increase the weight and begin the process. When you're doing this, your end goal should be that you can get to the same amount of weight that you would be lifting in the gym. And I've had some of the weightlifters who work in the gym achieve just that. So that's what your end goal is. Because oftentimes when you're working out in the gym, you'll see the people wearing the weight belt around their waist. You're wearing the weight belt around your waist because your abdominal muscles aren't strong enough for the weight you're pushing with a squat, for example. So your leg muscles are not strong enough, are stronger than the abdominal muscles in relation to the amount of weight you're pushing and the inter-abdominal pressure that you create, and that's what causes the hernia. So if you can get these muscles stronger, it then balances your body much more effectively. So this is why we're trying to reproduce these things naturally in life. Now, if you can handle those quite well and you can control the ball, we can go to a 5th exercise. As we mentioned at the very beginning, we've got you doing the half push-up. We're trying to restore that full movement of your back. And in doing so, we're also restoring the full length of the muscles in the front part of your stomach. So if I want to strengthen the muscles in my body, it's best to do it through the full range. So if I only ever work my arm in this position here, 2 things will happen. My bicep will only be strong in this range, but my elbow will also stiffen up so I can't straighten my arm. So with the stomach, the same thing happens. You want to work the muscle through its full range. The full range is the half push-up through to pulling your knees to your chest, as we've discussed before. The problem with a sit-up on the floor is the floor stops you from going backwards. So we can use the ball to use that full range of motion. And so with the ball, it's the same thing. You're going to hold the core muscles in while you're doing a sit-up. Now your abdominals only work to the point where when you're doing a sit-up, once your shoulder blades come off the ground, your stomach muscles don't work so much to lift your trunk. The rest of the movement is being done through the muscles of your hip, the ones that actually lift your leg up, your hip flexors. So you only need to come up high enough where your shoulder blades come off the parallel. So I'll show you what we do here. So we come into this position like so. This time, instead of having the ball resting on your head and shoulders, you want the ball sitting right in the small of your back. And what you want to do is arch over so that your head touches the ball. And I use my hands just to lightly support the weight of my head. I'm not pulling up with my arms. All right, so I'm holding the core, and you're going to sit up and come back down. Arch all the way back so you really stretch everything out. You'll feel all the abdominals working as you come up and back down. And again, the same thing. Wide width easy, narrow width hard. So you want to have your legs all the way in as you're coming up. And with this one, I would suggest you try to do, your goal is to do 3 sets of 50. That's your goal. I don't expect you to do it the very first time you try, but that's your goal. Once you can achieve that goal, then you can use a weight. In this case, I'm going to use a 1K weight just as an example. You can put it behind your head and do the same thing and lift up that way. That's how you can progress this. You'll find you'll have a much more effective strengthening of your stomach. You'll strengthen your core. If you can maintain that, the likelihood of back pain developing becomes much, much less. Thank you.